Good evening and welcome to the Nevis Newscast. Today is Wednesday, 19th April 2017. I'm Fredicia Liebert. Premier of Nevis, the Honorable Vance Amory, last evening in an address to Nevisians indicated that criminality and violence on the island has to be stopped. The Premier was reacting to an incident on Easter Monday morning when a vehicle was attacked in the village of Cotton Ground, leaving one young woman dead and another hospitalized.
This tragic loss of life and this act of criminality and wanton waste of our human resource has to be stopped. The last time I spoke to you, I warned about reprisals at the death or the shooting death of one Randall Chapman. Is this a case of that reprisal? I do not know. The police will have to determine that.
The Premier lamented that in addition to the obvious pains being experienced by the families and communities, the entire country suffers.
I know I've appealed to all the people in this country, parents, leaders in community, and anyone who knows anyone who is committing or is about to commit a crime, or anyone who is in possession of guns or knives which could lead to criminal activity. I make this appeal again. And I do so because we are now faced with another traumatic experience. And there is no excuse, as far as I'm concerned, for us to continue down this path.
Premier Amory indicated that the administration has had meetings with the police high command in both St. Kitts and Nevis to address this scourge affecting the island.
We will give the police the direction to take certain very serious steps to deal with this matter. I will not divulge what those steps are, but I promise you that those decisions will be very, very stringent, and we will not allow the police to rest, and we will not allow anyone who is suspected of committing crimes to rest. We cannot take any more of this.
The Premier called on residents on the island to work along with the police or other trusted persons to bring an end to the criminality on the island. The leader of the opposition, the Honorable Joseph Parry, during his party's press conference on Tuesday, indicated that he had visited the home of Nevis's latest murder victim, indicating his disappointment about the incident.
I met her grandmother, I met her brother, her sister, I met her aunt, and I met her two children. There was a 5-year-old, her oldest child, and she was crying uncontrollably. I was surprised to realize that she knew that her mother had died. She was saying her mother had died and she was not coming back. That must be painful, and I hope all Nevisians hear this, to see an innocent 5-year-old child mourning an innocent mother who was mowed down, gunned down foolishly, recklessly, without any sense at all.
Honorable Parry indicated that while in government, his party sought a different approach to dealing with gang violence, and that was through education and mentorship programs.
So a 5-year-old child and a 3-year-old child are left to mourn. What will become of them? Who will take care of them? Who will be there to make sure they go to primary school and to high school and to sixth form and to university?
Parry, too, was of the opinion that this type of behavior cannot continue in our community.
It is wrong, and the society needs to stand up and say it is wrong and we need to do something.
The NRP press conference took place yesterday, Tuesday, and featured members of the executive and potential candidates for the party in the upcoming elections, discussing a number of issues such as water and electricity reduction, as well as a pier in the St. James area. On Thursday, the Nevis Island Administration will unveil a lasting memorial to the Federation's fourth national hero, the Right Excellent Sir Simeon Daniel. The location would be at the three-way intersection of the island's main road, immediately in front of the A.L. Evelyn building. Deputy Premier, the Honourable Mark Brantley, having been asked about the establishment of this feature, indicated that the administration had thought about the idea for a long time.
We're putting it right there so that anybody coming off the pier, anybody in that central busy area in Charlestown will be reminded of the contribution made by Sir Simeon Daniel to the life and times of Nevis. So we thought it was a fitting tribute. Too often, we see people who are not, in our view, properly remembered, properly honored. And we want generations to come to understand that Sir Simeon gave tremendous service to the island of Nevis, and that he's responsible for a lot of what we now take for granted.
A ceremony is expected to take place at 5 p.m. to which the public is invited. The traffic department has also indicated some traffic restrictions that would be in place immediately before and during the ceremony. In order to facilitate the smooth flow of traffic at the unveiling ceremony of the bust of the Right Excellent Sir Simeon Daniel in the vicinity of the Nevis Tourism Authority on Main Street in Charlestown, the traffic department will effect the following traffic restrictions on Thursday, April 20th, 2017. That portion of road between Evelyn's drugstore and Main Street Supermarket will be closed between the hours of 1 p.m. to 8 p.m. No vehicles will be permitted to travel along Prince Charles Street and that portion of road between the Cotton Ginnery Mall and the Old Customs Building during the said time. Please be guided accordingly. Still to come, 2017 Restaurant Week's superfood is yam. The details when we return.
If you like dancing and whining and fretting till the morning, if you like
drinking, masquerading, live music always playing,
if you like islands of blue seas where people always smiling, if you like
street jams and bandstands where people will be jamming. Don't you miss this time, no. Our festival, our legacy. Don't you miss this time, no. The Caribbean's greatest summer lion. Don't you miss this time, no. Our festival, our legacy. Don't you miss this time, no. The Caribbean's greatest summer lion.
Welcome back. Launching the third annual Restaurant Week, which will take place from July 19th to 30th, with this year's superfood being yam. In efforts to foster engagement leading up to this year's Restaurant Week, the department will be hosting a yam cooking competition. Participants are invited to sign up at the Department of Agriculture or the Ministry of Tourism for the Federation's Yam Challenge. Those interested will submit either an entree or appetizer, dessert or drink made from yam. Registration is now open for the food challenge and closes on Friday, May 5th, 2017. The first round of judging will be held on Saturday, May 13th, 2017, followed by a live cook-off on Saturday, June 17th, 2017, to determine the best yam dish. The winner's dish will be a feature item on selected menus during Restaurant Week. Alistair Edwards, Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Agriculture on St. Kitts, expressed the importance of local food and noted that the future of agriculture export in St. Kitts and Nevis lies in the agro-processed items. This year's Restaurant Week will be no different from the years before, where local ingredients will be used for consumers to get an authentic taste of the island's cuisine. The Department of Trade last week conducted a raffle draw for persons who signed up at their booth during the 2017 Agriculture Open Days. The draw had wide participation from consumers and businesses alike, and as such, the department is thanking everyone who participated, especially the business places. The raffle was part of the department's observance of World Consumer Rights Day, which had as its theme, Building a Digital World Consumers Can Trust. And as such, Avery Busu of the department encouraged members of the general public and householders in particular to download the SKN Shoppers app.
Those of you with Androids, you can go to your Google Play Store and download this app. Those with iPhones, you can just go to your App Store. It's free. Download this SKN Shoppers app. And here you can find a list of the major supermarkets in St. Kitts and in Nevis, and you can obviously get the prices of specific products from these supermarkets. So those of you who like to budget before you can shop, you can obviously use this app to your advantage in checking out the prices of different supermarkets for the different products. This app is controlled by our department and obviously would be updated periodically.
Consumer Affairs Officer Beverly Lawrence indicated that the app is very user-friendly and would be beneficial to those seeking to save money.
The prices are updated every 2 weeks. So we go to the different supermarkets, we go and we collect the prices and we upload the information to the app so the information is current. Currently we have a wide variety of products, but it's evolving. So what we do is that we add products depending on what the consumers ask for. So we can change the products, we can add products to it so that it would be more appealing to the persons who would be using it.
The app is currently only applicable to supermarkets, and Lawrence noted that the Department of Trade and Consumer Affairs is responsive to the general public, and once the feedback indicates that the service to be expanded, they will do so. That's it for this edition of the Nevis Newscast. On behalf of all of us here at the Department of Information, I'm Fredicia Liburd. Thank you for viewing.
Uwali, the Queen of the Caribbean, bathed by its crystal shores, is the Caribbean's best kept secret. Nevis is known for its rich culture, which remains entrenched in the island's everyday life. We boast of having the Caribbean's greatest summer festival, Culturama. The birthplace of Alexander Hamilton, my little 36 square mile island, is the home of the Bath Hotel, which is the first built hotel in the Caribbean. Don't forget to take a dip in the therapeutic Bath Springs. Take a few minutes to trot down to the ever-famous Sunshine's Bar and drink a world-renowned Killer Bee. Live Nevis naturally by exploring the magnificent waterfalls and hiking to the top of our 32 Nevis Peak. Our lush vegetation and landscape deems a visit here the perfect escape. Nevis, Queen of the Caribbean.